operate from the Sagicor Half-Tree branch. This is my 6th year in the life insurance industry. I absolutely love what I do. It's going out, meeting clients, and seeing to their needs, and I enjoy that.
Insurance is a very good investment, and we have policies that has investment and policies without investment.
Where an individual client is concerned, you want to make sure that they are prepared in 3 important areas. First area, life insurance coverage. Must have that in place because that is protection for your family. So in the event of death, you have a cash estate to provide for your family since you're no longer there. Second area of importance, must have protection for illness. So if at some point in your lifetime you have a diagnosis of some major critical illness, you have a plan that can give you a lump sum of money to take care of your expenses right away. Third important area, investment. Must have sufficient investment in place so that the client can secure themselves financially.
And I think of mortgage, somebody looking for a mortgage for the future, somebody looking for education, wants to go to university to study. Somebody who wants to develop a business by themselves. We in the life insurance industry can provide funding for some of these things.
I've known Nicholene since 2010 when she came to my school to do a presentation on life insurance. So it's going 5 years now. She has been my advisor. We have become very close because she has become part of my family. And now, I would call her my friend.
Let's just take a client, for example, Miss Janet Cooper. For example, when I would sit down with her to determine what kind of policy to put in place to cover life, critical, and investment. So it can be a matter, say, for example, for her, we have a policy that's called the Ultra Lifeline that gives life and critical illness in protection in one. She got that policy. So with that, she covers 2 areas in one. And then also a Sagicor investment, which is a long-term investment accumulation policy, so that she has protection for the long term. And her life insurance gives her life insurance and critical illness protection under that one policy.
She's such a good person because she has really filled my needs. She has advised me well, and I have followed her advice.
When I go in or sit down to see a client, first thing I do to determine what kind of policy or policies they should put in place is I ask a few questions to determine if they have life critical investment in place. If neither of those are in place, for example, and it's a fresh portfolio we're starting at, we have to put sufficient coverage in place to cover each of the areas of life critical and investment. We have to also bear in mind that clients are operating with a budget, and one of the great things about Sagicor Life is we have very reasonable premiums, and you have a range from lower coverage up to higher coverage levels. So based upon what is affordable for you, I'm going to subdivide what you can afford monthly to make sure you have a little of each of the critical areas you need to have in place.
Having a Sagicor advisor has helped me tremendously. Miss Taylor has gone beyond the call of duty to answer my calls at any given time, and she has prepped me on different policies that would be to my benefit. I was investing with my Sagicor policy for approximately 3 years, and it accumulated a lot of interest. And I said at that time I was comfortable in making a withdrawal because during that period I had a car loan that I needed to be paid. I had my niece going back to school and she needed some financial assistance, and at that time I decided to make the withdrawal and alleviate myself of all those problems that I was faced with financially.
It is of vital, critical importance for individuals to be prepared financially for all financial situations you have to endure throughout your lifetime. And the only way to be financially prepared is to have sufficient short, medium, and long-term investment in place.
I had my Sagicor policy for over 3 years. You can benefit from these policies even while you're living, because I use my savings from my Sagicor for doctor emergency with my daughter. I paid for my daughter's graduation package. So you see, even while living, I benefited from my Sagicor policy.
When I have a client who I have put coverage in place for and some situation occurs and as a result they benefit from that policy and they come back and they say to me, I never saw the need for this when you were speaking to me at first, but based upon trust and confidence in you, I put that thing in place and now I see why. Thank you. No amount of money in the world can give that feeling.
I am certain without a shadow of a doubt that my Sagicor policy will assist me in the continuation of my master's program. I am certain that it will also assist me in terms of acquiring a home and all the things that makes life perfect.
As I say when I sit down with a client, you should start preparing from your retirement from the moment you're working. Once you're working and earning income, you must be setting aside something to meet your financial needs throughout your lifetime. If you're not investing, you can't have anything for the future. And what is the point of working long and hard for hours, years upon end, if at the end of the day you don't have a nest egg put down for yourself, for you to be able to enjoy your life comfortably? You should live in comfort after working so hard. But the only way you can achieve that is by being prepared. Have to invest to make that happen.